Carson, great to see you, man. Welcome to Pop
Hey,
Alternative.
yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
It's the first time you're on the show. It's good to see you, man. And we're talking about my life with a Walter Boy, season
Yeah.
two. I remember when it was announced I was coming back for season two. It was like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, what team is everyone on? Everyone figure it out. New characters come into play. It was announced that you joined the cast. I mean, what was that like? A week before going to set specifically
Oh,
when you like booked it. Like, what was that like for you specifically?
I mean, it was a massive change because we filmed in Calgary all of season two. I think season one is also filmed in Calgary, but it was a big shift because I don't think there was a crazy amount of time between me realizing that I was working on the show and actually flying out to go and work on it. I think it was like a couple weeks. And so I don't think I had time to like sit and understand what was happening until I showed up on set and
Yeah.
got to meet everyone. And that was like the first moment it felt real. I was like, oh, okay, I'm on this. I'm working on this now. These people are awesome. Let's get to work. But it didn't
Yeah.
quite hit me until I actually was there working.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I'm sure there's a lot of kind of questions, especially you're joining season two of a show that
Yeah.
absolutely popped worldwide, right? On Netflix and everything.
Yeah.
So there's a lot kind of going through your mind in terms of like who your character is going to be and everything. But like, do you think about the fact that, this was like a really big, like, do you think about that a lot? The fact that this was like an already established universe that you're joining, or do you not kind of think about that at all?
It was it was cool to know that the show already had a fan base for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes you never know when you sign on to projects that are new. You read scripts and you can kind of get a sense for the tone, how they might land with audiences. But this one, it was like it was set in stone. People loved the show and for good reason. They did an amazing job with season one.
Yeah.
And definitely coming into season two, because it had such a pre-established audience, there was a lot of my questions about the character had to do with how do I fit
Mhm.
into the ecosystem of this show? Like, what is my role in bringing something new to this?
That's a perfect segue to my next question. It's almost like you knew.
Awesome.
It's almost like you knew what I was going to ask. It's crazy. It
Great.
happens all the time. No, I don't know. It's just because I feel like sometimes when I watch My Life with a Walter Boys, sometimes I feel like I'm not like. I guess it's one show, but sometimes it feels like two shows because it's like the school stuff and the home stuff, right? And your
Yeah.
character is
Yeah,
involved with the school stuff, right? So
Yes.
did it feel like that a little bit sometimes? Like it was
Oh,
its own show,
100%.
the school stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, I never even saw the house because
It's
like
true.
such a huge part of the show, but like my character exists in school and yeah.
It's so interesting to think about because like that's something that always people wonder too, right? Where it's like it's ensemble cast, right? There were some people that you had a chance to work with, and there's some people that maybe you worked with a bit, or maybe there were some people on the show you didn't have a chance to work with. Like people don't realize that sometimes.
You forget how big the cast is of that show, where
Yeah.
like it is the ensemble is huge. There's
Yeah.
a whole bunch of people on it, and I don't have scenes with everyone. I won't say who I have scenes with, but
Yeah.
I got to meet like all of the cast even outside of filming though, because they really are like a family on that show. Like they are all so closely knit together.
Mhm.
And so like I met everyone, but I didn't get to work with everyone, and I was hoping I would. But yeah, it was
Yeah. I
fantastic.
mean, we're gonna put this YouTube video out, closer to when season two is out, or maybe a day or
Cool.
two
Yeah.
after. I mean, depending on how you answer this stuff. I mean, you know
Sweet.
what? I will say, I don't think it's a big spoiler. I mean, like, there's love in like all these characters have love interests and potential love interests, and you might or might not be one of the Walter boys' love interests. We'll just leave it at that. So, like, what is that like specifically, knowing that your character is gonna jump into like a romantic storyline specifically?
Yeah, I wanted to, because the show, one of the strengths that I think the show has is this like interconnected web of like empathy between the characters. Like it's just like this giant nervous system that kind of feels like a warm hug to the viewer,
Yep.
I find. And the way that I read my character and the way that I wanted him to play is kind of like a shock to that nervous system, as if it's exploring something different than is normally acknowledged on the show.
Mhm.
Like some of the more exciting things about youth, the things that aren't necessarily good, but are definitely fun and stuff like that, which was cool to play because it's opposite to a lot of the stuff that the show really gets into, which is like first loves and what it feels like to have family that's supportive and finding your community and stuff like that. What my character represents is something totally different,
Yeah.
and I think it spices it up a lot because of that.
It's refreshing, right? From an
Yeah,
acting perspective. I mean, that's the stuff you want to do from a storytelling perspective too,
totally.
right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, which is really, really exciting. I think this show does the love triangle incredibly. Like, it's an incredible, you know,
Really.
take. Yeah, it's amazing the way they do the love triangle.
Mhm.
And we're gonna get back to the Walter Boys because I want to clown around for a little bit. You'll know where I'm going with
Totally.
that.
Yeah.
But like, I will say, every time I have an opportunity to do an interview from my life with the Walter Boys, and
Mhm.
again, we'll see what kind of happens throughout the season. But
Mhm.
I gotta ask you, maybe for like season 1, or even like for season 2, like, are you Team Alex or Team Cole?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why I wasn't expecting that question.
Oh, it's like the one that I always try to spice it up too, like with
Yeah.
my questions and different questions and everything. But it's like, that's one, like, anytime I interview some of your cast for the show,
Mhm.
like Colton
That's a great
Stewart,
question.
is gonna have that question asked to him too. You know what I
Love,
mean?
I love Colton Stewart, and I'm very curious what his answer will be. I think I know what his answer will be. I think his answer will be Team Cole, and I'm going to try and predict that. But
Okay.
my answer, yeah, no, I'm Team Cole. I think I'm Team Cole.
Yep.
I don't
I
know.
was,
Yeah,
yeah, Team
my
Cole.
gut's telling me.
You know what the best part about that for season 1, Carson, was everyone had a team. Like, it was like, you
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
my
some
God,
people, no one took the, like, I can't choose.
yeah. Yeah. Gotta pick a side.
But that means that the love triangle's done well, right?
It's working, clearly. Yeah. Like
um,
people will go to war over these sides. It's really entertaining.
Absolutely. We'll get back to Walter Boys. Clown in a
Oh,
Cornfield.
yes.
The squad, my like
Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
crew, like that cast, one of my favorite movie casts ever. Because
The
maybe it's because
best.
I'm all friends with you guys too. Like, the best, right? Like,
Yeah.
what is that like? Working on a horror movie, because that's its own thing, right? And then you're
Totally.
working with like people that have become like some of your closest friends, right? Like, it's two different things, right?
Yeah, it was, oh man, it was awesome. I mean, going into filming, I didn't know anyone that well.
Yeah.
And then by the time we were done filming, like we had so much fun making that movie. And I think because of the fact it was a horror movie,
Mhm.
it led us into like a world of filming that made us all the same genre of like manic the whole time because we were doing night shoots for like 3 weeks straight, I think it
Yeah.
was.
Mhm.
But like you have no choice but to get close with your castmates when it's 4 a.m. and it's day 15 of filming and you have 3 hours left and you got to figure out a way to stay awake. Like there's only so many ways to keep yourself entertained. And luckily it was like the cast, they were all so cool. Yeah,
Well, we got to do the roll
I love
call.
those
So
people.
Carson MacCormac,
Yeah,
Katie Douglas, Verity Marks, Cassandra Potenza,
absolutely.
Ayo Solanke, Aaron Abrams. Like,
Yeah,
what a
yeah,
cast,
yeah.
man.
The best. Yeah.
Vincent, Alexander, like, such a
Love
good
it. Yeah.
cast. Oh, man. Kevin, like, everyone. Like, it's just incredible.
Kevin, yeah.
How much did you know about the horror movie landscape, like, before all the craziness of, like, it kind of being announced that's going to be on Shudder and South by Southwest? Like, it's an unbelievable fan base. Like, the horror movies are, and the landscape's
Yeah.
like the biggest it's ever been now.
I always knew that horror had its like the genre itself has diehard fans. It's not even just fans of franchises or movies. It is like a thing that people who love horror. And I never had like a personal interaction with that fan base until this movie was announced, came out, and like that whole process of things unfolding where
Yeah.
like I realized like people love this stuff. Like
Mhm.
it's been amazing. I love the horror worlds now. I didn't know much about it beforehand, not outside of the fact that I was a bit of a fan of it, but not a major one.
Yeah.
Um, Now I understand it. Now I understand why actors love working in this genre so much.
And I can't wait. The Clown Cornfield's gonna be available on Shudder soon, and that's like the horror movie fans' playground. That's like my favorite.
my
Like, Shudder is like my favorite thing of all time. Like, I love
Great,
Shudder.
great.
Yeah,
They're awesome. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, you it was exciting too because you got a chance to you actually, it's funny, before we were starting, you know why I thought it was in our first interview? Because
Yeah.
you did an interview with Chris from the premiere in New
Yes.
York.
Yeah.
And it was Popternative. So technically you have, I guess,
Kind
been
of.
on the
Yeah.
show. Cuz like I was kind of like, it's good to see you. I'm like, wait a second, I don't think we've ever done something, but I was like, this makes sense now. You know
Not
what I
an
mean?
interview yet. Yes,
Yeah.
but yeah.
What was that like for you, the different stages of a movie coming out? Because you have South by Southwest, and then you have the premiere, and then you have the streaming release, right? Theaters. Like, what's that
Yeah.
like for you? Because it's like you don't really think about a lot of those things like while you're in production or like when you first wrap, but then you kind of have to think about that, right? A little bit.
Totally, yeah. I was so sad, but I missed South by Southwest because I was working, like I was filming a other project and like the dates conflicted a little.
Yep.
But seeing the film for the first time on the big screen, I remember was a big moment for me where I was like, oh, this is like a real thing. This is a movie we made. It's awesome. And now the world's about to see it in theaters. That was cool. That was a really cool moment. I think there was a premiere for the film in New York that happened, and that was the first time that was the one where I did like the Popternative interview
Yeah.
on the carpet and stuff. And that was one of the first moments where I really got like a feel for the audience seeing the movie for the first time.
Yep.
And it was so much fun. Like people were just screaming and yelling their way through this whole film, laughing and cheering.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think only really I've experienced with horror films before.
Yeah. And
Cool.
yeah. And I'm a huge, I think you might know this, I'm a big music guy. Like I love music.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
And like, Petey Beats was like my stage name when I used to play
Yeah,
drums and bands and everything. So I also I was obsessed. I've talked to a lot of your cast about this. There was like a song and the end credits of Clown Cornfield that is called Won't Take Me Alive by Dirty Honey. And it's a band, it kind of sounds like Led Zeppelin, Greta Van Fleet. It is so good. And I'm obsessed with that song. And like, I listen to it all the time because of Clown Cornfield.
That's amazing, man. I think one of the songs in the film was I don't think it was that one. There was a different one that I think some of the actors had input on. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been a dance song that we ended up having.
Did you hear? Because I talked about it with Katie on our interview. I don't know if she told you or something. Did you hear that like Ray Oblock and I were basically almost kind of like responsible for like a death metal, like a deathcore song being in this season of Ginny and Georgia?
Seriously?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because I gave him a list of songs because we both like metal, and Sarah Lambert
oh my god,
like needed a song for one of the characters, and he like recommended some of the songs that I gave him. They used one of the songs.
Yeah, great. You said it was Ray that helped pitch that with you?
Yeah,
or
pretty
just,
much. Like Ray,
Ray
had all the songs, and then like Sarah asked Ray, like knowing that he likes metal. There's a whole like explanation on the interview on Popternative, and I kind of like had no idea. So my reaction was like, "Is Brandon Sacrifice in Ginny and Georgia?" And it's a band originally from Toronto, so it's cool. It's like Canadian content, which is awesome.
So cool. I love that.
I do have two more Walter Boy questions, but I do have a question before that. That's just a general. You can answer it with anything, basically. You can even answer it with Let's Go Live. We watch a lot of content and are fans of content before we become kind of creatives, right, and storytellers, right? That's kind of how it all starts, right? And, I'm also a filmmaker as well, working in horror movies, and, like, I feel like this happened to me. Do you watch things differently now after, like, making things, like, knowing how it's made? Like, I
oh my god,
yeah. It's interesting, right?
Yeah, it's a different way to consume art, I think. And I normally clue into the fact that a movie is like really fantastic when I forget to think like an artist when I'm watching it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of reduce myself back into like a 12-year-old sometimes. That's when I know something is that's really working for me. But I definitely always am there's a little voice in the back of my head every time I'm watching a movie or a TV show where I'm just kind of like, I wonder how they did that, or how did they make that shot work?
Yeah.
Also, what an interesting choice to make in this scene. Like that's something I never would have expected if I just read that on the page. And yeah, all the time.
Like the movies that we saw when we were like, like before making things, what would we think of them now that we know how it's made? That's always the thing I think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The movies
I
we
get
weren't
that.
sure about, maybe we like them now that we make films. If like, you know what I mean? Like that,
Mhm.
it's so interesting to think about.
No, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Conversations are gonna happen before production and during production for something. So for Walter Boy specifically, I think it depends on the project. But like there's a lot, you have a lot of things to talk about with the creators and with the cast, especially kind of being
Totally.
one of the new kids at school, right? Coming for season 2 after they've
Yeah.
already had a season
Yeah,
1.
yeah.
What are those conversations like in regards to like, you know, your character and certain things that happen with your storyline? And like, when do those conversations happen specifically? Are they before or during?
Kind of as they came into the scripts almost. I remember when I first booked the show, one of the reasons that I was told that they liked my self-tape is I was playing with the fact that there was like stuff that hadn't been uncovered yet in the story that my character might have known about, might not have known about, but it was kind of left up in the air of does he or doesn't he know something?
Yeah.
And that was because when reading the sides for the audition, I wasn't sure how much information he knew, so I just kind of played that there might have been something in the background hidden there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if there was until like the scripts would eventually come out, and then I'd have the conversations about whatever new information was given to me. But going into it, it very much was like, this is who I think this character is, making sure that that worked with the director, the showrunner, all of that, and kind of like figuring out exactly where they wanted them to live within the world of this school. And once I had that, it just kind of became like play. Like once you get the meat and bones of who this guy is, then it was just like, okay, in this episode, we're going to throw in this wrench into the mix of who you are. And then we're going to throw in this wrench. And also, these are the things that we want you to throw at your scene mates. It's incredibly collaborative on that set. For Walter Boys, it was very much, if I have any questions, I can go to them. If they have anything they want to play with, then they'll let me know. Like, it was really cool.
I think it always depends on the project too. And I think it depends on like, you know, how long the project is, what the character is, because I feel like a lot of times, you know, being on sets, it's like people are ready to rock. Like they're on set and they're just going.
Yeah. You kind of have to be sometimes. Like you'll have a project that's filming in like an entire movie in a 20-day span, or sometimes I've had 17-day span shoots before for films. And like you don't have time to like sit and marinate with what you want to do. You kind of just have to show up and go and see what happens.
Absolutely. I can't wait for people to check out your character in season 2 of My Life with the Walter Boys.
Thank you. Yeah,
worldwide on Netflix. You did an amazing job, man. You're a great storyteller, man. Congratulations. Seriously. Carson, so great chatting with you, man. Thank you so much for joining me.
It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Your Instagram account is just your name, and people want to keep up to date with everything, right?
Yeah, just Carson_MacCormac if you want to follow me. Post all your updates there. Yeah.
Well, this has been PopTurnative, youtube.com/PopTurnative. Previous episodes. Until next time, this is Carson and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to PopTurnative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of PopTurnative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.